Welcome to this new episode of The Disabled Life. The purpose of this podcast is to tell people how I live my life. The name I'm using on the podcast now is The Disabled Guy, because I felt that you needed to hear something as opposed to just my voice there. I'm a disabled male living in Florida with cerebral palsy. I'm here to tell you how I live my life and some of the volunteer work that I do and how I manage to do it with cerebral palsy. Without further ado, let's go into the episode. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about something. I don't know if you remember that I spoke a while ago about a horse riding program that I was involved with when I was a kid, and I really didn't enjoy it, but I'm going to talk about two instances that I really loved. One directly involving the horse riding program, and another one, if you remember correctly, I went to a stable, not a farm, with a lady that volunteered her horses to our program. Okay, the first one is going to be about a jumping competition that was going on. But the big thing about that, I was not involved in the jumping process because I was not ready to jump. There was some blind people and some other disabilities. Well, during that time, I had a surgery. My hip was dislocated from birth out of my socket. So what happened was I had a surgery. Obviously, I was in a body cast and I couldn't ride a horse. So I got invited to the horse riding program to go to take part in a ceremony during the jumping jumping competition. Okay, so I was in a body cast, and the way this happened, it was because I asked the doctor for some unknown reason. Unbeknownst to me, I asked the doctor something weird. I asked him, when can I go back to riding horses? And everybody laughed, and that's what happened with that. That's why that happened. So, let me tell you about this one. So I go there, and I go there, and we light a torch, like the Olympic torch, and I got the opportunity to take part in this thing, and be around there with people that I knew. And it's funny because at that opportunity I got to feed the horses were brought to me, and I got to feed one apples and all kinds of things. As you guys remember, I was very happy doing all this because I love the horses, and I did not like the program itself was not something I really enjoyed. So, I was involved in that. I did that. And I think it was, wait a minute. Sometime either before that or after that, her husband, the lady I was telling you about that I went to the horse farm with, or stable, I'm sorry, I called it a farm, it's not, it's a stable. So, her husband is a local police officer for a local city called City of Miami. It is not Dade County unincorporated. It's in Dade County, but it's a city of itself. It has fire rescue, it has garbage, it has all those things, including police. So, I got the opportunity to go through and take a tour of the police station. I actually even got to sit in his, I don't know if it was his car or somebody else, a police car. Well, that was, it was interesting because I was able to walk through, meet police officers, and it was nice for me. I was 10. I don't know how old I was, but it was very nice for them to sit here and do this. I really loved it. Oh, wait a second. Wait a minute. That was before. I think. Wait a second. Was it before? Yes, I think it was before. Because I remember sitting in the chief's chair and him dialing his wife for me to talk about this horse. I don't know. I believe it was before before I went to take care of the horses with her. I believe that. So it's something. Let me tell you, there were some things that I obviously didn't like about this program, but there's some other things that I liked. It is something that I enjoyed because it's something I enjoyed. It's funny because when I was in this program, I gravitated more towards the adults and the people that were taking care of the horses than the other students. So it's interesting how us disabled people will gravitate towards people, not maybe at our own age, but at a young age, we realize that we can't do what other kids do. So we find interest in people. We find interest like, for example, I was interested in horses. Oh, 1 minute. Okay, one thing I forgot about this tour I went on. I got the opportunity to go to a shooting range, and he helped me shoot a pistol. The officer. It was interesting because I was walking around, he was showing me all kinds of things, and I remember sitting in the lobby. He comes out of the secure door, and we went back. My dad and I went, and we started walking around doing these things. So it's interesting the opportunities we get. Like when I met the Miami Dolphins, I would have never done that. I met them in a closed practice. That's unusual too. But here we go. I don't know if a person would be able to meet, if an able-bodied person would be able to meet the Miami Dolphins like that in a closed practice. Actually in a closed practice that was not open to the public. Another thing happened to me unusual when I was in 1983. I don't know how old I was. If you remember correctly, I was the poster child locally for Easter Seals Association because of my cerebral palsy. So I got the opportunity to sit down and meet. I met both Jim Kelly and Howard Schnellenberger, the player, the quarterback of the Dolphins. He later went on to quarterback for Buffalo Bills. And I also met Howard Schnellenberger. I would have never done that I feel that I would never have done that if I was an able-bodied person. So some things are not good for us, but we get different opportunities than any other people. Let me reiterate. Actually, also, I got the opportunity, for those of you that don't remember, to open Sesame Street Live, the show here locally, and my sister and I got to go for free. But so it's interesting how it worked out because I, never thought that I would have to do this. I actually got the opportunity to see how a commercial is made, and all that because I had the opportunity to go to the to be on the telethon, and I had to see a bunch of processes that most children and even most adults don't even see. So I'll tell you, it's a big blessing in disguise. Sometimes things are hard, but I cherish those memories that I got as a child. as a child because of what? Of the cerebral palsy. I would have never had that opportunity. So because we get, as disabled, we get different opportunities than able-bodied people. So even though we were dealt harder lives, but sometimes we got opportunities to do things that we would never have done. Let me ask you this. Let me ask a rhetorical. How many of you adults out there have had the opportunity to go on live TV and go on live TV for a telethon? I don't think many of you did. But the reason I got that opportunity is because, okay, hold on. Yeah. And another person I met during this telethon situation is another football player for the Miami Dolphins by the name of Jimmy Cephalo. For those of you that are local in Miami, for those of you that are local in Miami, he for a short time did sports for WPLG Local 10, the local the local ABC affiliate. So I say again, we as disabled people got different opportunities. I'm not gonna say better, but a lot more memories. I still have some of the pictures that were taken at that football practice, that Dolphins practice, because this one, I'll tell you, I also got an opportunity to sit and watch a scrimmage of the University of Miami. But that one was not that momentous, because that one was a open one. But I still got invited to that one by Howard Schnellenberger, the coach. I don't remember if we paid or not. So it's something interesting of the things that we deal with and the things that we do as disabled people. With that, thank you for listening. And I didn't honestly know if I was gonna get this one out today, because I had to get up so extremely early this morning to do some medical things. Coming up next on Saturday. Coming up next on Saturday's episode is some stories about some surgeries I had and some not so good experiences. Anyway, so with that, thank you for listening, and I'm gonna put my email here, and if I find that episode about the writing program, I'm gonna link it below. But my email is as follows: ke4key@gmail.com, Kilo Echo 4 Kilo Echo Yankee @gmail.com. And once again, I thank you for listening. Rate, subscribe, follow, all the things at if you want to go listen to me on a different app. I'm also on an app called Good Pods. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back with another episode on Wednesday.